What is going on, everybody? Here on Spreaker, here on YouTube, it is FSR Fusion Sports Radio, and we're on the MMA discussion line today, and we're going to kick it off with our titled subject. Vitor Belfort calls out Chris Weidman for winning the Fighter of the Year, and he calls it embarrassing. Yes, embarrassing. Vitor Belfort challenges Chris Weidman at UFC 73. I believe. Let me get it on here. And basically what he said was it was embarrassing. Belfort told Radio Beat 98. Not that it should have been me, but winning an award after just one fight, it's shameful. He won at one fight, and the other one was pretty much accidental. Talking about Chris Weidman defeating Anderson the Spider Silva at UFC 168. And that's some harsh words for the Brazilian. And yeah, 173. And it's going to be for the middleweight championship. Vitor Belfort has been on a terror at the 185 division. And from these comments, it makes me feel like Vitor Belfort is doubting the young champion. And if you can beat Anderson Silva not once but twice, and I'm counting the leg break at UFC 168 in December, you might be there for an ass whooping. And Chris Weidman can deliver. He's proven that in his last two fights and the fights leading up to it. And just because you're Vitor Belfort and you're an unstoppable machine, Anderson Silva thought the same thing. And guess what happened to him? So, fan-sided Doc Octagon. It's in the description for those links if you want to read that. And all these stories are from Doc Octagon. You can check it out for your latest MMA news. Not only UFC, World Series of Fighting, and Bellator, but much, much more. What else? Anthony Johnson, who last week before, re-signed with the UFC after a little stint away. Rumble had this to say on Sirius XMS Tap Out Radio. He shared his thoughts on TRT, fighter pay, and much more. And basically it goes like this. He said on fighter pay that MMA should be like MLB, which is MLB is baseball, and he thinks that they should be paid like baseball players. He said one thing that he did not say, that you guys are like A-Rod and all of them. They make millions per game. We're making a couple thousand, talking about per fights. They look at us and be like, man, that's pocket change for them. Hell, I'm probably about to say something stupid, but I'm about to say it. Either pay us like MLB players, and then we won't see use of TRT and other illegal drugs, or just let us use it so we can get to that level. One or the other. Let us do it. Quote unquote, Anthony Rumble Johnson. He takes on Phil Davis at UFC 172, which is April 26th on pay-per-view. Of course, the main event of that card is John Jones taking on Glover Teixeira in the light heavyweight division. Strong words for the Rumble. Will he eat it against Phil Davis? I don't think so. I think he should tear apart Phil Davis. And strong words for a guy who's just returning, a guy who in the past got cut from the UFC, not because of his win-loss record, but because he simply could not make weight. Strong words, strong words, strong words. Also, in the fallout from the Thiago Silva incident over the weekend, which happened late Thursday night into Friday, this was a developing story all Friday and morning and afternoon. His attorney did send out a memo on Facebook. You can find that at dococtagon.com as well. Basically, he sent out a memo about it. You can read our story about it. You can read what Dana White said, and basically they let him go from the UFC, and Zuffa sent out a presser on Friday about it. And Zuffa is just trying to, distance themselves away from this incident, which any organization would. Details are there, but it's kind of a he say, she say kind of thing. What the police is reporting from what they've took from the witnesses and what Thiago said about it, and, could drugs or alcohol or any kind of substance play a part into this incident? Yeah, probably. But it's just an unfortunate incident, and Thiago Silva really threw away his MMA career. He was ranked 13th in the UFC, by the way. Sarah McMahon, we're going to end it on this. Sarah McMahon, she called out Ronda Rousey. She said that she is just another opponent in an interview, and she is actually a 4-3 favorite against Rousey. So Rousey is of course the favorite by negative 450. So it's pretty crazy. Those two fight on February 22nd, which is not this weekend but next on pay-per-view. Ronda Rousey takes on Sarah McMahon for the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship of the World. And this is what McMahon had to say to Inside MMA on Friday night. She's just another opponent. You, after competing for 19 years, it's pretty hard to make anything pensable. I look at it the same way, and I think that that is to my benefit. That I just go out there and train hard and treat her like another opponent with skills in this area and deficiencies in this area, and just go out and fight. Also on that card is Daniel Cormier taking on Rashad Evans. The other three fights on this main card is Damian Maia taking on Roy McDonald, Stephen Thompson taking on Robert Wicca, and Rafael Dos Santos taking on Rustamal Cabal. So, with that being said, you can read that and much, much more at octagon.com. And that will do it for our Monday recap. It's about in the afternoon. It's about 2:30 Central Time as I'm putting this up on Spreaker and YouTube. Hopefully we can do more of these on FSR Radio. With that being said, that is your MMA news for February 10th, 2014. We will see you tomorrow.